out. Yeah, he loves it. Here he comes.
Hey everybody, Sean Duffy here. Obviously there's a lot of coverage right now about what's happening in Newark in the airspace. Want to just talk about a couple things as background. So the air traffic control system that we use today is anywhere from 25 to 50 years old. We have copper wires, not fiber. We use radar that is 1983 vintage at the earliest. A lot of it's 1970s, some of it even earlier than that. Radios also incredibly antiquated. And so this is not a new problem. We've known this problem has existed. There's been multiple GAO reports over the last 4 years saying you have real problems with air traffic control and you should do something with it before it actually fails. So think about this. The last administration spent $1.2 trillion. The largest infrastructure package ever known to man, they spent, Joe Biden signed right here at this White House. And how much was spent to rebuild air traffic control? $5 billion. And of the $5 billion that was spent or was given, only $1 billion was actually spent. So they have made no investments in the system that we now see having issues in Newark. On top of that, they were focused on things like racist roads. They literally spent time concerned about the word cockpit and changing cockpit to flight deck. It's not funny, that's actually what they spent time on. Or airmen to aeronaut. And so now this administration has come in, and it was shortly after the DCA air crash that I started to look at the air traffic control system. And very quickly, I saw one piece of the pie where there was issues, and then scratched further, and there's another piece of the pie. And as we looked at it, we see that the whole system needs to be redone. We need to build a brand new air traffic control system. And it was about 6 weeks ago, I presented that plan to the president. The president has signed off on this plan. I've been working with OMB and others inside the White House. We're going to roll out this infrastructure proposal on this Thursday. We have 47 groups that are going to come. We have unions, we have the industry, we have trade groups, we have the families from the air crash on the 29th of January are going to come. We have legislators. This is bipartisan. You have Democrats and Republicans. All of you fly. All of our families fly. And they want to make sure when they do fly, they can fly safely. And so specifically in regard to Newark, we've slowed down the traffic, right? So safety is our mission, right? Efficiency is not, we love efficiency, but safety is critical for us. And so if we feel like there's issues in the airspace, we'll slow it down. And when you lose your scope or you lose communication with airplanes, automatically you're going to slow it down. If you're driving down the freeway at 70 miles an hour and someone throws a bucket of white paint on your windshield, what do? You slow down. We slow it down. And again, we want to make sure this is a safe airspace for all travelers. With that, it's caused delays, right? It's caused cancellations. We're looking at bringing in all of the airlines that serve Newark and having all of them with all of us have a conversation about how do we manage the flights out of Newark, because they don't want to see families go to the airport and wait 4 hours just to have their flights canceled. That's unfair to them. So we want to have the right number of flights landing and taking off at Newark that we can manage, and then the passengers know what or if their flight is going to fly. So we're in the process of that right now. In addition, we've already started the new build out of the communication system at Newark. So many of you might know that Newark is controlled out of the Philly TRACON. It moved from New York to Philly last summer, and we still pull some information from the New York TRACON down to Philly. I would argue they probably should have built the whole new facility in Philadelphia before they moved it. That's not what happened, so we are going to build it now. The first estimates that I got a few days ago was it was going to take 8 to 6 months. I feel pretty good right now. I don't want to overpromise and underdeliver, but I feel pretty good that we can get that built by this summer. And again, one other complication, you guys may know this as well, we have construction on one of our runways also in Newark. So we are on it. We are going to fix it. We are going to build a brand new system for all of you and your families and the American people that the president has said yes to. And so one last point. It hasn't been done because it's hard, right? We have to keep planes in the air, landing, taking off. These facilities have to operate as we're building new radar, fiber, radios, sensors. So that choreography is going to be challenging for us. But just because it's challenging doesn't mean that we don't do it. Prior administrations said it's too complicated, we're not going to do it. That is not this administration. It's going to be a lift. We are going to bring in the best companies in America to help us with this project, and they're excited to be part of this great American build-out. By the way, this is the greatest build, the greatest project that the FAA has undertaken in its existence. What we're going to do in the next 3 or 4 years. And so with that, happy to take your questions.
That passengers fly out of another airport right now rather than Newark, Philadelphia, JFK, LaGuardia, rather than use the Newark airport.
The question was, would I recommend that?
Yes.
So I think Newark is safe. Listen, I fly to that airport all the time. My family flies out, but just in regard to traffic, some people, because they're concerned about delays, may make choices to go to Philly or LaGuardia or JFK. That's true, but we want to get an agreement with the airlines so we have the right flow into Newark, so people can make decisions. And if they book a flight, they know it's going to fly and not be delayed.
And you just talked about a big revamp of the system. Obviously, people believe that is needed now, but it's going to take some time.
It is.
So if you're looking at Newark right now, what is the short-term solution, if any, for that, and how long do you expect it to last? So
again, so the new runway is going to come online, or the runway under construction is going to come online in the middle of June. Again, the whole project across the country is going to take 3 to 4 years. But we are going to focus on Newark first. I mentioned that in the infrastructure package, they sent the FAA $5 billion for this build. They spent less than $1 billion. We're going to pull some of that money and start dealing with Newark right now in the communication system, and that is already underway. No, I'm saying in the summer we hope that to be done.
Secretary, can you clarify? Two questions, if I could. Can you clarify? We heard from the FAA it was 90 seconds that there was this outage, that the radar scope wasn't working, and then last night you said 30 seconds. Can you clarify? Was it 90? Was it 30?
So the FAA is in my office. Talk to them all the time.
Right.
They said 30 seconds. Not sure how I think the Wall Street Journal and others have reported 90 seconds if they're counting scope and communication and counting that together. But the information I have from the FAA is 30 seconds.
And then if I could, so the controllers that have called out due to trauma, is there an effort to bring them back? Is there a conversation with them? What do you think should be done to backfill for the controllers in the TRACON that said there was a traumatic incident because this went out?
Yeah, so the controllers said they're traumatized, and they're not on duty right now. I want to make sure that my controllers are of good mind and good spirit when they come in. It's an intense job. But just to that point, last week we announced, again, we're 3,000 controllers short in America, 3,000 short. And again, we've been 3,000 short for a very long time. And so what I've done is I'm taking the top qualified, the best qualified applicants who take the entrance exam, I'm putting them in the academy first. It was taking a year and a half to get a slot in the academy until you got your seat in the academy. If you're 25 years old, you're going to find a new job. So we were losing potential candidates to go to the academy. And also when we take the best qualified, we're hopefully going to lower our washout rate. Right now the washout rate is 35%. If we can get it down to 25%, we'll be way better off. We're rejiggering the staffing in Oklahoma City. So we think we can supercharge our air traffic controllers through the academy. That takes time. It's 2 to 3 years to certify a controller after they come out of the academy. What we've also done is controllers can retire after 25 years of service. And again, these are the best equipped controllers that we have. And so I've offered them a 20% upfront bonus of their salary to get them to stay on the job, not retire. And so hopefully we're going to have a lot of those controllers stay on the job, and as we bring more controllers on, we're going to deal with this 3,000 controller shortage. But again, you need to see problems and try to address the problems surrounding this sector that wasn't done over the past 4 years. Yeah.
Secretary, one last question. Secretary, you mentioned air traffic controllers, and you said it takes a while to train them on specific airspace.
Right.
Specifically on the training aspect of this, what is the short-term fix with that?
So you're talking about Newark, the Philly TRACON?
You said there was a shortage of air traffic controllers.
Yeah.
Specifically on training, it takes them over a year to get certified on any space. Is there anything that can be done to get them trained faster in the next year?
The question is, can I do something more quickly to train controllers? And the answer is no. This all takes time. You can't snap your fingers and have really complicated airspaces, where I can stand up controllers who understand it. And so all of this is going to take time, which is why I wish someone would have seen this in the years before I came into this job. But again, I want to pass this off to the next secretary where we have all of the controllers that we need and we have an infrastructure that is truly state-of-the-art and works for the American people. You got to think about this. Technology changes so quickly. We're dealing with 1980s, 1990s equipment. So think you used to use a cell phone or a flip phone, right? If I send an update to a flip phone, what do you get with the update to your flip phone? Nothing. If I have an iPhone, I can update that system over and over again. We're going to build this, and as new technology comes out, we'll have this infrastructure that we can build on top of. What's going to happen is the airspace is going to be safer, but with the technology we're going to deploy, it's going to breed more efficiency. There's more airplanes in the air today than ever, so we need efficiency in the airspace, and this brand new system will actually offer that as well. I'll do one more question, I got to go.
Can you clarify, is it true that over 1,000 would-be air traffic controllers were wiped out of consideration overnight because of diversity and inclusion hiring targets suddenly being implemented? Is that true?
So to that question, I've actually asked the IG to investigate it. I've asked an outside law firm to investigate, and there's a lawsuit pending on that right now. And because of that, I'm not going to comment on the specifics of that lawsuit.
Can you promise
filed
by
a
the
big
4th of
lawsuit.
July?
Thank you, press.
Can you promise
Rail
by
projects, are you
can
going
you
to
promise by
provide
the 4th of
funding
July
to the
that
train?
everything at Newark will be smoother?
No, I can't.
By the 4th
Listen,
of July.
So in Newark, again, the proposal was 8 months. Then they gave me 6 months at the FAA. How fast can we do this? I believe we can do it by the summer. So is it the 4th of July? Again, we are trying to move at lightning speed, but also with always the backdrop that it has to be safe, right? Again, we put people's lives in our hands. And so I'm not going to put speed over safety. It's going to be as fast as we can and as safe as we can. And with that, thank you all very much.
Rail project,
Thank you.
is
No
there-
update on Real ID, the
Thank you very
deadline
much.
tomorrow?
Is it time for the
Well, thank you very much, everybody. And I just presented Johnny with the charter, and the charter is a very big deal. I just signed it. And Johnny, I want to congratulate you and your sport in FIFA for the great success of what we're going to be doing together. Very special. Very small signature. That one got big. That means, I guess, I like the event even more so than usual. But I want to thank you all and welcome to the first meeting of the White House FIFA Task Force. I'm thrilled to be joined today by Vice President J.D. Vance. Thank you, J.D. FIFA President Gianni Infantino, FIFA Senior Advisor Carlos Cordaro, and CEO of Fox Sports, Eric Shanks. Where's Eric? Where's Eric Shanks? Hello, Eric. You got a pretty good seat. I don't know. It's not bad. If I'm looking for you at this table, you should be at this table. Hi, Eric. Along with members of my cabinet, Scott Bessent, Pam Bondi, Howard Lutnick, Sean Duffy, Kristi Noem, Russ Vogt, Deputy Secretary Christopher Landau, and Deputy Secretary Steve Feinberg. I also want to welcome two of my very good friends, Bernard Arnault and Alex Arnault. They own a little company around the world. One of their smaller companies is Tiffany. And Tiffany made the beautiful trophy, and I guess it's around here someplace, not this one, the other one, wherever it may be. There it is behind me. And it's really a work of art. But I want to just welcome Bernard and Alex. Where are you? Where are you? Okay, good. They have no lack of cash. I know that. They're great, and they're great people. We've been friends for a long time. Thank you very much for being here. It's a great honor to have you both. We're also joined by Senators Shelley Moore Capito and Todd Young. Where are they? Where are they? Hi, Shelley. How are you? Hi, Todd. How you doing? You're getting younger looking, Todd, I'll tell you. It's pretty young to start off with, right? Oh, you too. She said, what about me? What about you too? Even more so, Todd, right? That's very cute. Representatives Damon LaHood and Brian Stile, thank you very much. Thank you very much, fellas. Thank you. Good. FBI Director Kash Patel, who's doing a fantastic job. Thank you very much, Kash. Appreciate it. And our Executive Director, Andrew Giuliani, just got the post, and he's going to be great. I know him for a long time. He's a highly competitive golfer, which, I mean, really good. And he's also a highly competitive person, and he loves what we're doing. So I want to congratulate you and your family and your father, your great father, who's the greatest mayor in the history of New York. So I want to congratulate the family. It's a big post. You better do well, Andrew. Tell him, is my golf game okay too? Oh, so he knew what to say, see? Well, he's a smart person. That's why I appointed him. Together, this group will help plan the biggest, safest, and most extraordinary soccer tournament in history, and that's what it's going to be, Johnny. In my first term, I negotiated the return of the World Cup to America, and now in my second term, I'll have the honor of hosting the World Cup for the first time of any president in more than 30 years. And remember, we also have a few other events. I must tell you that we have the 2028 Olympic Games. We have the 250-year celebration of America. That's a big one. I don't know. Maybe that's the biggest. I don't know. That could be the biggest. But that's going to be unbelievable. It's going to be essentially, Todd, that's going to be a year-long celebration. We have the G20, and that'll be in December of 26. We have the G7, used to be the G8, by the way, and that's in 2027. And that's a lot of action we have going for the next 4 years, 3.5 years. It's going to be amazing for the country, I believe. Starting this June, the United States will host the 2025 Club World Cup, which will feature 32 elite soccer clubs from all over the world competing in 63 matches across 11 American cities, including Cincinnati, Ohio, Charlotte, North Carolina, Los Angeles, California, Nashville, Tennessee, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So we have it in 11 American cities all over. And these are great cities, too, and they like soccer more and more. I guess some of those cities specifically, they really love it. And next summer, we'll host the official 2026 World Cup tournament, where 48 national teams will compete in 78 matches right here in the USA. And that'll be something very, very different and very special. These events will attract millions of passionate fans around the world, including my son. I have a son that loves soccer. Barron. Nobody's ever heard of Barron, right? Have you ever heard of Barron? He's a good soccer player, too. He's a little tall for soccer, but that's okay. And over 1 billion viewers. You're going to have one of the biggest viewerships of any sport at any time. This will be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to showcase the beauty and the greatness of America, and we can't wait to welcome soccer fans from all over the globe. I don't know if I'm supposed to say soccer or football, because every time I say soccer, Barron and Eric say you're really saying it wrong. It's supposed to be football, but we know it more as soccer. These events will also generate tens of billions of dollars in economic activity for local businesses and create thousands and thousands of jobs for American workers. I've directed my entire team to do everything within our power to make the World Cup an unprecedented success, and that's what it's going to be. We're going to make sure of it. The State Department, the Department of Homeland Security, and every part of the U.S. government will be working to ensure that these events are safe and successful, and those traveling to America to watch the competition have a seamless experience during every part of their visit. It's going to be very special. Together, we will ensure that the 2026 World Cup will be the best-run soccer tournament the world has ever seen. This is going to blow every other tournament you did. You're going to say how terrible a job you did in the past, because this is so much better, Gianni. This is going to blow them all away. I don't want to insult my other friends from other countries, but we're going to blow them away, right? So now I'd like to introduce, and he has been a friend of mine. We fought very hard to get the event, and I think before the media came in, I said that I was very disappointed because I got the event, Johnny. I think we can say that strongly. And then I said it won't be in my term and I won't be able to see it. And then bad things happened with the election, and now we do see it. So I just repeat that because for the press to hear, I'm sure they're thrilled to hear it. But I'd like to ask FIFA President Gianni Infantino, really one of the most powerful men in sports. It's amazing because you've done such an incredible job with soccer. Followed by Vice President J.D. Vance, then Secretary Kristi Noem, and Secretary Sean Duffy to say a few words. So Johnny, and then we'll go in that order. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. President, Mr. Vice President, members of the cabinet, members of the task force, the White House task force for this incredible event, or events actually, which will be happening here in America in the year to come. We were actually, Mr. President, so happy that the World Cup 2026 will take place in the United States, in Canada and in Mexico, that we thought we'll actually bring another World Cup as well here. So you get two World Cups in the next year, the new FIFA Club World Cup. This is the trophy of the new FIFA Club World Cup.
Did you notice the way he said that? In the United States, Canada, Mexico. That's the way it's supposed to be. I had to interrupt. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, well,
It's
78 games will take place of the World Cup in the United States out of the 104 games. But the Club World Cup this year is a new competition, will take place in the United States, in 11 cities of the United States. It's new. It will make history in 250 years when they will celebrate the 250 years anniversary of the FIFA Club World Cup. Well, they will speak about this meeting. They will speak about the United States of America because it is a big event. The 32 best club teams in the world with players from over 90 different countries will come here for the first time in history to compete, and we will see who is the real world champion in club football. And this happens before the World Cup, of course, next year. So in 40 days, bit less than 40 days, on the 14th of June in Miami, we will open the FIFA Club World Cup. Opening game, the final on the 13th of July in New York, New Jersey, and in between 63 top games of the best players, of the best clubs in the world who want to win this trophy here crafted by Tiffany. And I'm thanking as well the Arnaud family for being here. They are in soccer as well now in Paris. They've just been promoted to the top division. So congratulations for that. Actually, Mr. President, soccer or football, maybe we can clarify that here.
I'll do whatever you
Let me give it a try, if I may. So we, basically, everyone outside of this beautiful country, we call football a game we play with our feet.
Right.
That's why we call it football.
Makes sense.
Makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense.
You, in this beautiful country, you call football a game you play with your hands, right? So I don't know who's right, but the important, Mr. President, whether we call it soccer or football, is that we have fun, that we enjoy, and that's what FIFA is about. FIFA is, I say this as well to all the media present, because everyone else knows it, FIFA is an official provider of happiness to humanity. And in the next year, we are providing happiness to humanity from the United States of America. And that's why we are happy to be here. So we have the Club World Cup this year. We have the World Cup next year, United States, Canada, and Mexico. Of course, 104 games, Mr. President, 104 Super Bowls in 1 month. We'll have 6 billion viewers. The final alone will attract between 2 and 3 billion viewers. This is, I don't know, 15, 20 times more than the Super Bowl. The entire world will focus on the United States of America. And America welcomes the world. I'm very happy to say that, Mr. President, because I know you. I've had meetings with several members of your cabinet as well. You have established this task force. America will welcome the world, everyone who wants to come here to enjoy, to have fun, to celebrate the game, will be able to do that in the host cities, in the 11 cities all over the country, in all these fan festivals that we will create. We have 10 million tickets for sale, so anyone who doesn't yet have a ticket, go on FIFA.com/tickets. 10 million tickets, 3.5 million for the Club World Cup, 6.5 million for the World Cup. And how do we measure success, Mr. President? Well, in many ways, of course. Full stadiums is one of that. The economic impact is another one of that. Dear Secretary, these 2 World Cups will bring almost 50 billion in economic output to the United States of America. They will create almost 300,000 jobs in America. For the celebration of 2 World Cups, which will bring the world to the United States, a few million fans will come, a few billion will watch it from home, but everyone will be happy and everyone will be celebrating how the United States of America will put up the best events ever that the world has seen. Not just sport events, but the best events. We are here for that. We are here to work for that. We are here to work all together as a team to celebrate the United States, the 250th anniversary, as well to celebrate the world and the World Cup around a soccer ball or a football, and to make sure that everything happens as well, as you said, Mr. President, in a safe, in a secure environment. So we have, and the world has, of course, full and entire confidence in the United States and in all the partners, in all the agencies, to make sure that we will bring to the world something that they have never seen and they will probably never see again. Thank you very much. We are here for that, and I'm looking forward to these 2 World Cups. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President.
Well, thank you, Mr. President, and thanks to this incredible group that we've assembled. I'm proud to be the vice chair of this for a couple of reasons. First of all, the last time the president had me around a national or international sports trophy was the college football playoff national championship, and I almost broke it. And so I appreciate the president giving me a second chance here. But as all of you know, soccer is a sport of incredible grace and finesse and beauty. These are three things that have nothing to do with politics. And so we're thrilled to have the FIFA World Cup in the United States of America. I think that you'll see the very best of the United States of America, both in athletic competition, but also in hospitality, something our boss knows quite a bit about. And so we're excited to have you. We're excited for this event, and we will do everything at the government level to make this thing as successful as we can. And I will say, before I turn it over to the next speaker, that, of course, everybody is welcome to come and see this incredible event. I know we'll have visitors probably from close to 100 countries. We want them to come. We want them to celebrate. We want them to watch the game. But when the time is up, they'll have to go home. Otherwise, they'll have to talk to Secretary No, who I'll turn it over to now.
Well, thank you, Mr. President. Thank you so much for dreaming big dreams and doing unprecedented things. Your entire life you have stood for doing things that other people thought they couldn't do and accomplishing unprecedented events and achievements. And so this is one of those events that I think is going to be remarkable and will stand the test of time as the world's greatest sporting event ever held and conducted. You are honoring us by agreeing to be the chairman of this event. The vice president has greatly honored us by being the vice chair. And also we have a remarkable leader in Andrew Giuliani who stepped up and will be the executive director of making sure that we're not just conducting and hosting people from all around the world, but that we're also doing it safely. You have tasked our department, the Department of Homeland Security, with making sure these events are safe and secure. And it will be a challenge, but one that we welcome because we know that America is in a place where we invite people to be a part of our livelihood. We want to expose all of the American people to the wonders of this sport. And I believe that the old proverb that says, what you see with your eyes, you carry with your heart, is what will happen when we host this event. Carlos has agreed to step up and be a senior advisor as well to the task force, and his knowledge and expertise has been incredibly valuable in all of the meetings and organizational efforts that we've already put forward. So, sir, you know, as all of us do that have participated in sports, that there's something that happens when you're involved in competition. You spend time with people, you relax, you are out there enjoying success, but also recognizing failures and challenges and overcoming them. There's a bonding that happens among people, and I believe that's what you are doing, is creating an opportunity for the world to become a friendlier place. We will welcome over 2 million visitors that will come here from other countries. We will have 10 million different tickets. 22 million people will interact with these activities, and it is an opportunity to have people bond with each other, to create a friendlier world where we will be able to do business, we'll be able to enjoy their visits here, we will take care of their documentation and travel documents, and it will go smoothly, and we will make sure that they can come and enjoy and bring their families and friends and make memories together. It's going to be incredibly special. So thank you for leading at an unprecedented time and doing so with big visions for the future. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you very much, Christy. Appreciate it. Sean?
Thank you, Mr. President. "11 U.S. cities, 78 games in the U.S., and I think you said it's just like 78 Super Bowls next summer in the U.S. So this is massive, Mr. President. Thank you for putting together the task force. You know that great events don't happen unless you have great planning, and starting well over a year in advance, putting your team together to make sure this event goes off without a hitch. I thank you for that. As part of the DOT, again, we're going to move a lot of people around the country. A lot of American spectators, but a lot of foreign spectators are going to come into the country, and security and safety is key. We're going to work with Homeland and Christie to make sure we secure our airspace around these events. We're moving people from city to city and from hotels to the fan festivals, to the stadiums, making sure we have enough transportation, whether it's trains and buses in the cities that host this great event. We're working through that, as well as making sure our airlines and our airports are ready to facilitate the travel throughout the country. And so this is everyone working together. What I think is great, Mr. President, I have to imagine this was part of the plan. You're like, let's bring in the World Cup in the year of America's 250th birthday. So not only is America going to celebrate our 250th, we're going to bring in millions of people to celebrate with us. I know State and Homeland and DOT and all of us are going to work together to make sure it is seamless travel. We want everyone to come to America. We want everyone to spend a lot of money in America. By the way, as part of the DOT's 250 celebration, we're going to encourage everyone to go on a road trip, Mr. President, to celebrate our great country. And so if you're coming to see some soccer, not football or soccer, go on a road trip, see America. Don't overstay your visa, don't stay too long, but when you come, actually see this great country that we're going to celebrate over the course of the next year. And again, we welcome everyone. This team is going to work full-heartedly together to make sure these events go off without a hitch, and we're all able to celebrate the great athletes from around the world, 48 countries, coming in to compete in our great country. So thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, Sean. Thank you. Would you have any questions of these great people or anybody around the table, please? Yeah, please go ahead.
You hosted the Prime Minister of Canada. Oh, I got a mic. Mr. President, you hosted the Prime Minister of Canada here today, and with him and with also the President of Mexico, there's been some recent tensions between them and the United States. Are you worried about any problems with that joint partnership as co-hosts of the World Cup next year?
No, I don't see any tension either. We get along very well with both. They just got to pay a little more money, you know. They're just they're getting away with things that they shouldn't be, and they understand. We had a great meeting today, actually, with the new Prime Minister, who's a terrific guy, and we had a very long session with JD and Marco and everybody, and it went very well. No, we had a very great meeting, and no tension. We want to do what's right for our respective peoples, and that's what's going to happen. And also with Mexico, I think the relationship is really very good with the president of Mexico, as you know, you probably heard. And we're going to have a very good relationship with regard to FIFA. I have no doubt about it. Johnny would know better than anybody, but you understand. I mean, I think the relationship is very good. Thank you very much. Question? Yeah, please.
What will be the level of interaction, cooperation with Canada and Mexico as it relates to next year's World Cup? Are you already talking to them?
Yeah, we are. It's total, complete. We talked about it even today at our meeting with Canada, and the level is total. It's going to be perfect. Going to be beautiful. They're very excited about it. Yeah, please.
Around the world who want to come to the United States for the World Cup.
Yeah.
And if I may, just a second question for maybe Mr. Duffy. Secretary Duffy, is there anything long-lasting transportation-wise that Americans can expect from infrastructure being built for the World Cup?
So we'll start with Christy in terms of the applications.
Absolutely. This summer, by hosting the club championships, we're processing those travel documents and visa applications already and working with Carlos and Johnny and their team to make sure that they're done timely and being proactive of it. And that is obviously going to be a precursor to what we can do next year for the World Cup as well. So it is all being facilitated. We appreciate the partnership that we've got on all of this with the State Department as well. And I know we've got the Attorney General and Cash at the FBI too, interested in being all hands on deck to make sure this goes smoothly.
Thank you. Sean?
Yes, so basically these are going to be short-term needs. So we're going to have to bring in, buses and additional forms of transportation. Miami doesn't have the capacity with their transit system to carry all of the people who are going to go from hotels and restaurants to stadiums and the fan centers. So we're going to have to manage those assets, bring them in from around the country to move people, but they won't be needed there long-term. So again, I don't foresee, long-term changes. This is a short-term push of folks coming in to see great soccer matches, and then they'll go home.
Okay. Yeah, please.
Question about your thoughts on Madison Square Garden. The Transportation Department recently took over the refurbishment of Penn Station, and I was wondering if you have an opinion on the proposal to move Madison Square Garden to allow for a more classical train station to be built above.
To move it?
To move it, yes.
I don't know, that was thought of years. Jim Dolan's going to have something to say about that, and I've not heard of any recent plans. They tried to do that for years. They've tried to move it, but I think Jim probably likes his location, sitting on top of all the trains. I can't blame him necessarily. There's not too much of a move. They are going to do something with Penn Station. We'll be involved in that. We'll work with the governor, and we'll be involved with that very much. Okay? Thank you. Yeah, please, go ahead.
Have asked for more than $600 million in federal funding for security. Do you support that? And perhaps Secretary Noem can weigh in.
On security? Yeah. Yeah, I support really whatever that takes. And any money that's spent will make up many-fold in terms of all of the economic development. These events, especially what we're talking, and you have FIFA and then you have the Olympics. And these events, if properly done, make a tremendous amount of money. And prestige. I think it's a great allure and prestige for our country and for the cities where they are. It's going to be amazing, yeah, but we won't hold back at all on security, most importantly. Okay, thank you. Yeah, please.
First question, is there any reason you haven't referred to Mark Carney as governor as you did with Trudeau? And the second question, you said earlier that you don't have to sign any trade deals, of course. Is there any country you expect to sign a trade deal with this week, as Secretary Bessent has indicated?
Well, we're looking at a lot of them. We're talking to a lot of them right now. I think I don't want to bore people with that, but I gave a very long definition this morning in the Oval Office. We're in very, very good shape. This country's never been in better shape, and we're doing great. We were being ripped off by every country in the world virtually, and now we're not being ripped off anymore. It's very simple, very, very simple. As far as calling him Governor Carney, no, I haven't done that yet, and maybe I won't. I did have a lot of fun with Trudeau, but I think this is a big step up. It's a good step up for Canada. I watched very closely. I thought he did really terrifically in the debates. I like him. You know, he's a nice man. We get along very well. We had a great meeting today. Really good. I think the relationship's going to be very strong. Thank you. Yes.
Russia is banned from playing the next World Cup. What's your position on this?
Say it again.
Russia has been banned from playing the next World Cup. What's your position on this?
I didn't know that. Is that right?
Yeah.
You want to explain
that is right.
That?
They are banned for the time being, yeah.
Okay.
From playing, but we hope that
he's the boss. I'm not the boss on that. I have nothing to do.
We hope that something happens and peace will happen, and then Russia can be readmitted. So that's what we
possible. Hope. Hey, that could be a good incentive, right? We want to get them to stop. We want them to stop. We want the 5,000 young people a week are being killed. It's not even believable. The Russian soldiers and the Ukrainian soldiers mostly. Also people in towns once every 2 weeks. Horrible things going on over there. So we're gonna get that war stopped. Okay.
When you were talking about all of the events that will be happening here in the U.S. over the next few years, you mentioned the G7 and you said it used to be called the G8.
Yeah.
As the host country, you can actually invite Russia to the G7 +1. What's your thinking on that right now, Mr.
Well,
President?
Russia used to be a member of what was called then the G8. And I don't think I was really in politics at that point, but I know that President Obama didn't like it, and they voted Russia out. And I say if they didn't vote Russia out, which I thought was a very foolish decision because it's a group of people sitting around a table. I've done it many times with them, and you get to know them. And I say that if it was the G8, if Russia were in it, I think you probably wouldn't have this ridiculous, deadly war going on right now. I thought it was a very bad decision. It was headed by Trudeau, by the way, and Obama. They were the ones that really fought hard to get Russia out. I think if Russia were in, you wouldn't be. They threw them out. And because of that, maybe millions of people are dying. Millions, millions. The numbers are far greater than you think, but millions of people are dying. If he was sitting around a table with other people, 7 people, hammering him and saying, let's not do this, I think you wouldn't probably have had the problems that you've had.
So would you make the push, Mr. President, to get Russia back into this group?
No, I think it's not good timing now. No, right now, it's we missed that gate, didn't we, huh? We missed that gate with another great decision by some people that shouldn't have been making decisions. Yes, go ahead.
Mr. President, should people who have taken part in, for example, pro-Palestinian protests across the world be concerned about being able to join the World Cup and watching here in the U.S.?
Well, I don't know what you mean by that, but people that have taken part in protests, I think people are allowed to protest. You have to do it in a reasonable manner, not necessarily friendly, but reasonable. Otherwise, Pam will come after you, and you're going to have a big problem. You're going to have a big problem, right, Pam? She's doing a good job, too. Well, my whole team here is doing a fantastic job. We're very proud of them. So, yeah, you have a right to protest. Yeah, thank you. Go ahead. Yeah.
Do you support Israel's plan to conquer Gaza if Hamas doesn't agree to a deal during your visit to the Middle East?
These are very strange questions, aren't they? I never like when they read them off a machine. I don't know. Who's sending the question to you? And let's not talk about that now. We're talking about the World Cup. Go ahead. What else? Anything else? I think we're pretty well set. I want to thank everybody, and we're going to make this tremendously successful. And you can see Johnny's a very enthusiastic man. He's got great enthusiasm, and that's one of the reasons that you've had such success over the last number of years that you've been there. Amazing. He's like somebody that just woke up on Christmas morning as a young child and saw those toys under the tree. And that enthusiasm really plays very well, I have to say. And you've done a fantastic job as the head. And we're gonna do what we have to do. And thank you very much. Thank you, everybody, very much. Appreciate it.